Hello and welcome back to Vintage PC, and I've got a very special episode for you today. It's the review of the HD 4670 AGP graphics card by HIS, and it's taken up to 2 years at this point, I do believe, to get everything ready for this project. Base build, the motherboard, the RAM combinations and everything that has to work together to get the best performance out of the card. Without further ado, let's get into the specs. The card comes with a core clock speed of 750 MHz and a memory clock speed of 1.75 GHz effective DDR3 1GB memory with 128-bit bus, an AGP interface of X8. It comes with 320 stream processing units, 24 times custom filter anti-aliasing, and high performance anti-stropic filtering. And yeah, that's about it. So pause the video, grab yourself a cup of tea or a beer if that's what you're into, and get ready to see the benchmark results. As you can see, the AGP HD 4670 is a very capable card, even shown in the benchmarks over the last decade. Now, if you're willing to sacrifice some of the quality levels in game, I'm sure you can achieve at least a 45 to 60 FPS playable frame rate in most modern titles, even if you have to play them at 800 by. With the benchmarks, I decided to have a range of different presets between low and ultra dependent on the game. Such as with Metro, I decided for the low settings as it was just completely unplayable at any higher setting or resolution, although lowering the resolution would have given me more frame rate and a much more playable experience. I felt that 720p was more relevant for this day and age in comparisons to newer hardware. The HD 4670 is already 10 years old, and pushing it too far is just unreasonable for any old graphics card of its time. Now that being said, most people compare this to the 3850 AGP by ATI over the previous year. Now the 3850 is a very capable graphics card, and most people believe it is the superior graphics card between the two choices. After watching a recent review by a well-known YouTuber in the retro hardware area, I decided to do my own research between the two cards, as he stated that the 3850 is superior to the HD 4670. Now both cards have the exact same stream processors and very similar specifications, although basically the 3850 has a much higher memory bandwidth. It can nearly produce twice as much gigabytes per second transfer than the HD 4670. I thought the YouTuber was overstating the issue. I believe yes, its memory bandwidth was technically better, but that doesn't mean the card's going to perform any better in any realistic tests or synthetic benchmarks. So I decided to do my own research by joining a Facebook group called Retro Machines. This is where I connected with 5 to 6 individuals who had the 3850 and asked them all individually to benchmark their 5850s in their respective setups. All of those specs would be various, and the ones I decided to include here I'll show on screen. But from one particular user, called Adam, now he scored 13,945 at 05's default settings. Now I ran the same benchmark on my 4670, I scored 14,000 on 3D Mark 2005. So what I can summarise from these two benchmarks is that we're both saturating the AGP bus with our respected cards, the 3850 and the 4670. It doesn't matter which one can perform better in a speed test because the AGP bus cannot support the amount of data that's being sent regardless. So as to which card is better, well, that's down to your choice. I don't believe that any card is better than the other. So after rambling on for quite a while, I'd just like to say that I really love my 4670. I do believe I made the right choice in buying it. The HD 4670 and the HD 3850 are both equal in gaming performance. So if you searched for this video and found it, it's taken me a long time to put all this together, and I'm just going to say I've really enjoyed the journey of finding and discovering everything all over again. It's been really good fun, and I thank you very much for sticking with me to this point and watching along. Now I'd really appreciate if you'd sub to my channel if you really like the content, because I'm going to try and keep everything at this level from now on. As always, have fun and I'll see you in the next one.